Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Today we are building a steampunk chemical factory sort of thing. I think it looks really cool. I was very inspired to make this in a different style. I don't usually do like industrial steampunk that often. I do it like maybe once every 6 months. So it was really interesting to make this, especially with using the new blocks, because I feel like they're really suited to this sort of steampunky industrial style. So I used deepslate, a lot of copper, a little bit of normal stone, and I also used some warped nylon for detailing. So here we are. First I'm building like a big industrial fireplace, I suppose you'd call it. And then I move on to the chemical holder, chemical barrel. It's not really a barrel, but like the thing that holds the chemicals, and I make this out of stone because I think that it needs to look it needs to be grey, it needs to be a bit grimy, I guess, just very industrial, plain, boring, because otherwise it just won't look realistic. And I sort of made this a circle, but it sort of ended up as like a hexagon or an octagon, I suppose. But that's fine. It looks circular enough in the end when I added a dome roof on the top of it. But I sort of mixed between stone, bricks, and stone to highlight different areas of the build, which is a good way to, I think, add subtle detail. I didn't add like any texture in it or like depth, but I do think that just adding the little texture differences did add a little bit of a differentiation between parts of the build. And then I used waxed like the normal orange copper for the roof, and I made this into a dome shape. I've been doing a lot of domes recently. Circles, I'm so sick of circles, but it's okay because they look cool and I am fine. I think if I were to do this again, I would add in a little bit of the just exposed copper, but I think that this added in enough color for the build because it is like an industrial build, but it does need some color. And then I moved on to more color, kind of with the bricks, using that for the factory walls. And what I wanted for this factory was more for it to be like a warehouse sort of thing, almost like an abandoned warehouse, but it's not quite abandoned, but like it could be the scene of like a sci-fi movie where there's like been a chemical leak and it's all leaching into the natural environment or something. I really like making garage doors out of stairs and using that texture to sort of show the fact that it's a garage door, because usually they have rivets in them, because then like when they're like curling garage doors, that's how they work. So I think that that's a really nice detail to add. I also made it sort of in the shape of an L, just so that it sort of connected everything up. And then I used copper for the roof, and on this I did use 2 different shades of copper so that it would look a little bit more textured and weathered and old, because factories, especially in this style, are quite old. And I used 2 different angles just for some differentiation, for some fun, I suppose, but also to like complement the different widths of the builds. So the little arm off to the side was quite narrow. It was like narrower than the other bit, so it had a steeper roof just to complement that. And then I added like some dead bushes and some like sort of like dead greenery to show that this is not really an alive place. It's somewhere that has been not abandoned, but like everything's dead from it because of the chemical leaks. And then I added some like smaller chemical barrels around, and some of them were leaking just to give it a bit of story and action, because otherwise it's just a warehouse, isn't it? And then I added some caution, like danger signs I think that they really sort of like really brought home what the message was from this build, or not the message, but like the story and what it's about, and that it's like a chemical warehouse factory. And then I made some like warning tape around the hazardous spill site, because why not? And also it just adds more color and some vibrancy and sort of draws your eye to it more. And here's the final product. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for another video.